All right, let's see if this works now. It looks like it might be starting to work. Oh my goodness, this should be a lot easier to do from the computer. I mean, on the phone it's so much easier, but I thought I'd sit down and talk to you today about just some Friday follies that are going on. Normally you see me out with my coffee praying over my neighbors. I did that this morning without my phone, so I just went ahead and did it without including y'all. But everybody going to and fro on Friday mornings needs a chiropractor. Everybody going to see grandparents for the weekend, they need chiropractors. Or grandparents need chiropractors. People going to work, people coming home from work, they all need chiropractors. They also need prayer, just because life is tough. Life can be really, really, really rough. Just with the stuff going on, I've got friends that having children that are having babies that are having difficulties with the whole process of being pregnant and then not delivering too early. And I've got friends that have new babies and trying to take care of all that goes on. And I've got people that had just moved to the area from the Midwest and all that stress going on. And I've got people that are thinking about moving out of here, which I don't know why you'd ever move away from Boiling Springs. But I guess if you grew up here, grass is always greener thing. Go and experience it. But there's all kinds of changes going on, and changes put stress into the system. And when there's stress in the system and the body's not able to handle it well, then bad things happen. And so that's why you need chiropractic care on a regular basis. They say that you should have you should treat it like you treat your car and change the oil. But some of the newer cars can go 15,000 miles between oil changes, and if you're only putting 2 or 3 thousand miles a month on your car, that's way too long for chiropractic care. Balance and rotate your tires. Again, that's people do that every 3 to 6 months, and that's just too long. It's more like a pre-flight check on an airplane. They do that every time that they get in and out of the airplane, or every time before they get into the airplane. That pilot goes around and checks every system, make sure everything's just right. They check fuel level, they check water in the fuel, they check oil levels, they check for water in the oil, they check for this, that, and the other, and they touch every surface, especially the leading edges, to make sure that that plane is going to have a high probability of getting where it's going. That's probably better for a word picture or an analogy, but that may be too often. Getting checked and adjusted every day is not necessarily necessary. Some people it is, but not for very long. Usually the body can deal with subluxations for up to 2 weeks, usually for a week. And if it hasn't dealt with it, it starts to change. Definitely at 2 weeks. That's what the science says. Some research from the 1940s and 50s show that if a joint is not moving properly, changes start to take place within 2 weeks. And that's why we recommend coming in, getting checked, get that pre-flight check done every week so that we can make sure your body's in the best possible situation to handle whatever stresses come your way. Um, it's probably more like those of us that go on some road trips, a motorcycle check. You walk around before I go to any long trip on the motorcycle, I do a walk around, make sure the tires are fitted well, make sure I've got water in the saddlebags, make sure I've got extra protective gear just in case, make sure I've got spare batteries ready to go, make sure I've got just a little equipment that hopefully I'll never ever need, but just in case it's there. And that's probably once a week on the weekends we can go up into the mountains. That's when I do that, just to make sure the bike's as safe as possible and ready as possible to handle the stress of the twisties. So that's probably what you should think about is are you getting checked up and tuned up and just assessed for your ability to handle stress on a regular basis. For some people it's like I said, we recommend weekly just because of the science. But some people can hold for 2 or 3 weeks, and some people can hold for 1.5 or 2 weeks. And some people are just very happy with a monthly come in, let me be tweaked. I've been tweaked for the last 40 years. If something comes up, I'm aware of it. I don't necessarily feel bad. I just aware something's not in balance. And we're happy to work with those people too. We do on a regular basis. So there's your Friday Follies for the first Friday in February. How's that for a bunch of F's? A frivolous felicitations. No, no. Anyway, I'm not going to alliterate with the F's this morning. I would get in trouble. Anyway, hope you guys are having a great day. Hope you guys are enjoying life, and I hope you guys just absolutely conquer whatever goals you have today. Leave the goals in the dust and just surpass them expansively. I pray that everybody is prosperous. I pray that everybody is a good manager of what God's put on your plate. A good manager of what God's put on your table. It doesn't have to be as big or expansive or complicated as anybody else's. He gave you what he wanted you to manage. Manage it well. Anyway, love y'all. Take care. Bye-bye.